Hello and welcome to another Elevated Marketing Chat. We do this once a month on the second Thursday of the month, and we take a topic and we break it down and we learn all about that topic to help us be better digital marketers or better run our business online. So my name is Jennifer Denny. I am the owner and founder of Elevated Marketing Solutions. We are a digital marketing agency based in Indianapolis, but we do handle clients all over. And today's topic is going to be top digital marketing tools to find your audience. So if we do anything in digital marketing is we have lots and lots of tools. These tools help us be able to understand who your market is or your audience is and be able to then go and say, okay, I can find your audience on this platform or that platform, or perhaps I should talk to your audience differently because they're perhaps of this demographic or that demographic, or they like to use these words or those words. It's actually a really important step, but a lot of times it gets skipped because everybody wants to immediately, oh, I already know who my audience is. And you might know who your audience is in your own mind because you understand your product and service, but do you understand from the data that's being collected online who your actual audience is? Do you understand what they respond to? Do you understand the words that they like to use? So that's what we want. I'm going to sneeze. Nope, I'm not going to sneeze. So let's talk about these different tools. First of all, we talk about this a lot, but Google Analytics. It's a very underused tool because it can be a lot. There's a lot in it. And it's a free tool. It's just a piece of code from Google Analytics, and you can Google that and get that piece of code and get it on your website. Now it's about to change with G4, but that's something completely different. But once you have that piece of code on there, you can set up what to track what the desired action is of your website. And in our world, that's often called conversions. So that might be filling out a form, making a phone call, downloading a certain PDF. It might actually be purchasing. It might be, starting a chat with somebody. It could be a lot of different things. And when you set all that up, you can then go into your audience information in Google Analytics, and you can not only see what is the gender of the audience that you have coming in, what is the language that they prefer, what is the interest according to Google that they prefer, what is the geographical location that they prefer. Do they prefer desktop? Do they prefer mobile? I can not only see all of the traffic, but the traffic that actually does the desired actions of what you would like them to do. So Google Analytics gives you a lot of information about your audience without even going outside of that free tool. So let's talk about a paid tool, SEMRush. Probably one of the biggest SEO tools, in my opinion, that are out there. We absolutely love it. So with this tool, I'm only going to hit the surface because there's just too much in this tool that you could actually do. So with that tool, you can see what is it that your competitors rank for. If you don't know who your competitors are, it will actually tell you who your competitors are in the search engines, and then what is their main page that they're getting traffic driven by. You can start to see what are the topics that your potential audience might talk about when maybe you put in one word and it will expand on, here are the different subjects that people like to talk about within that. So again, I just want to kind of scratch the surface there on what can be done with SEMrush, but those are a couple items that could be of true value. So, and my nose is just running, but that's okay. We're going to keep going. So right there in the search engine is what's called Google Suggest, which is my next tool. And it gives you a lot of information about related topics that people would also search for. So if you start to search for what you offer, you'll see in the drop down a bunch of other options. So if people normally search for this, they're also searching for all these other items. That is a treasure trove of what your audience cares about and can be great content for your website. All right, next one, your organic social media. Your organic social media has its own analytics within all different platforms, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what have you. It can tell you demographic information such as male, female, age range, and it can tell you what your audience actually responds to. So if you're regularly making posts, you can see what content got the most engagement, and that gives you a little bit of idea of what are the words and the phrases that people like to use. All right, we're going to continue on with my nose itching, but it will be okay. Okay, so let's talk about the ad platforms. That's my next tool. There's a little pixel or a code that gets added to your website as well. All ad platforms have it. And when you run ads, you are targeting different interests and you're targeting different age groups, and you might not even be targeting age groups at all, or female, male areas. Well, once you have a good set of data, say at least a month or so, I'd prefer 3 months, and at the best I have a year's worth, you can go back and sort all that and you can see who clicked through the most or who converted the most in certain demographics and certain interest and certain likes. I mean, all kinds of information, and each one of those platforms is going to pick up different information that will allow you to kind of go through and understand that. Okay, so let's talk another free tool, back to Google. I kind of have to go back and forth because there's so many of them that Google has that are absolutely free that people just might not know. So Google Trends. Google Trends lets you know if your keyword phrase is trending up or trending down in the search engine. So are more people searching for it or are less people? And it will show you all the way out to like a 5-year span, I believe is the most it will go out. So you can see over the years, is your audience getting larger or is your audience getting smaller? Okay, so answer the public. Answer the public, I think, is a tool a lot of people talk about today, and I really like it too, but it's telling you the questions that people are asking about your product or service. So you can put in a keyword and it will tell you, here's all the questions that people have about that. And so that really tells you what your audience cares about as well. So if you don't want to use other people's tools, why not just ask them? So Google Surveys is another free tool that allows you to actually put a survey on your website and ask them, do they like this content or that content? Do they feel this way about your website or that way? Or you can ask them particular questions if, they would rather see this than that, and all kinds of great information. All right, next tool, SparkToro, which is relatively new to the space, but if you know Rand Fishkin, kind of the godfather of SEO, I would say, a very intelligent person. He has a software called SparkToro that you can put in, let's say, a social media handle. You can put in a keyword, you can put in a hashtag, you can put in a website, and it will give you what are the other websites that people who typically hang out on this website hang out on all these websites, these podcasts, these YouTube channels, use these hashtags, these social media channels, and so it just spiders out based on just a little bit of information and lets you know everything else that people are also into. That's some great information about your audience, and there are a free version and a paid version as well. All right, Google Alerts, back to Google. Another free tool from Google, and this allows you to actually put in a keyword and you will constantly get back content from the internet whenever that word is mentioned. So that will allow you to see what everybody else is saying and the information that they might be interested in as well. All right, just a couple more keyword planner tools. So this is inside of Google Ads, and this is going to tell you the search volume for different ways that people search for your product or service. Obviously, that's going to be very valuable if you're running Google Ads, but that's also going to be very valuable with Google Ads. It's going to be very valuable in the words that you use when you're speaking about your product or service. You might think that people are saying it one way, when really they prefer to say it another way. BuzzSumo, last one. That tool is about seeing what is popular in social media. So you can start to enter information and get back what is the most popular article that has, been posted about that subject. So there are a ton of tools in order to gather the information about your audience, and it's often the step that a lot of people miss, and so I highly recommend you do it. If you go to our website at elevatemarketing.solutions/digital marketing tools, you will find this article and you will find all of the links that link directly to these tools. So thanks for listening today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, certainly put them in the chat. I will definitely reply to those. And don't forget to join us on our weekly small business chat, which is every Friday with Lorraine Ball at 9 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise, head over to our website and you can like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media channels that we have. If you're not able to see these live, if you join our newsletter, you will get it in your inbox as well. So, next time, the topic that everybody has been talking about. We've talked about why you should do TikTok, but let's talk specifically about what you can do with TikTok ads. How can you do your audience targeting? Is your audience on there? I bet it is, a different form. Let's talk about the challenges of this, and we will do that on September 8th at our normal 1 o'clock time. So that's it for today. Again, thank you for joining me. All right, take care.